Morning guys, welcome to the channel, OG Outdoors. If you haven't been around here before, my name's Ben. Well, there you have it. If you saw my last video, I'll show you a picture here. That's the stump from that white oak I was working on last week. That's all that's left. Luckily I had that leaf blower. I hadn't had one since we lived on this property. Back in the fall, my wife, she said, let's get a leaf blower. I usually just stay on top of the leaves with the lawnmower, but okay, I got one. Well, it helps out a lot with a fire. I wish I'd have had one when I was clearing all this property. As many brush fires as I had, it probably could have saved me about 2 weeks of my life. But that said, we're out of inventory. I've got all the properties around me cleaned up that I had access to. I found a tree yesterday on my neighbor's property right next to me. He said I could have at it if I cleaned it up. So we're gonna get back there and take a look at it. It's a pretty good sized cherry tree. I haven't been up close to it yet, so it's kind of leaning. Well, it's leaning a lot. I don't know if the limbs are still holding it up or if it's fell. Like I said, I saw it from a distance, but when I got up close, I'm not liking it. It looks like it's gonna be a lot of work. The limb over there is tangled up in the top's tangled up in a tree. And you got this limb here wrapped around this pine tree. Get this loose, and that limb over there is holding it up on the ground. If you cut that off, it's gonna roll on top of you. The stump, it's blew over, but it's still attached to a little bit of a root ball. It's cracked down there as well. I may just cut it at the base and carefully and see if I can get it to release. So normally I start at the top, but I don't want to start at the top here because I think it's gonna work out real well. I started out and I cut me a little notch on the bottom side. Then I bore cut it, plunge cut it, set my hinge, started cutting out the back, and then I left me a little trigger, a little holding wood back here. Well, when I cut the trigger and went all the way through, it just gave a little. I guess all the weight was still on that limb that was holding it up. So I went in and just took a little bit off my hinge, and it popped right off, fell to the ground. I'm gonna call it a win. So now we can get out there and start working it up, the limbs up, and work this way and get us a few logs and get started on our inventory for next year, or more inventory for next year. We're sneaking up on it. Got the limbs cut, most of them that I want to cut. The rest of it I'll just cut in log lengths. I'll probably get it out of here in about 12 inch. Yeah, it looks like I can get out of here maybe with 12-foot logs. I cut them about 3 inches longer. That way I got a little extra to allow for the waste and won't leave me with a cut off or a big piece at the end. I was cutting the limbs there and I got to hope this one limb, it's dead, so that's bonus wood. It's probably ready to burn right now. But I'll get these logs cut up. I'm gonna get out of here and get the tractor back in here. I I told the man I would stack the brush up, but I think I've got a better idea, so y'all stick around. So he told me I could go ahead and just drag the limbs over to a brush pile he's already got, but that brush pile's about 75 yards away, so I thought it'd be easier just to bring the split fire, the 4003, the wood chipper back here. It paired with the John Deere, the 5045E. They make a pretty good team. I think that green and red kind of looks good together. But we got all the brush cleaned up, and that was kind of overkill, I guess, but I always was told, you know, leave somebody's property better than the way you found it. So we got it cleaned up good. Now we just get these logs hauled out of here, and we'll get the Ranger back and get the limb wood, and should have this project wrapped up. So I guess that makes it official. I got the logs back to the log yard. So I guess logging season has started. I gotta get this stump cut off. I left it enough there I can probably get 2 rounds out of it. I cut it up high like that because it was already trying to split open. Makes me feel better to be up here cutting it off when it's leaning like that, especially when so I can be in the solid wood. Not sure if it really matters, but like I said, it makes me feel better. I gotta get the limb wood split up. I've got another limb I found over here, another cherry limb that he said I could get it too, so I'm gonna cut it up. But it makes me feel good that logging season started. I got several more on my property I'm gonna cut, so it's gonna be a busy time here in January. But like always, if you like these videos, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you hadn't already. And I'll catch you on the next one, and thanks for watching. Well, that's kind of a bummer. I had intentions of taking that dead limb, splitting it, and taking it straight to the house, putting it on the porch, but not with those ants in it.